This is the best piece of marriage advice I have ever heard. It was an old guy with his wife, and somebody asked him, what's the secret to being together for this long? They've been married for 65 years or something crazy. His response was simple. I come from a generation when things got broken, we didn't throw them out, we fixed them. And I just think about that all the time. We're gonna be together. If something happens, we will find a way to repair it. And that's just the commitment we're making to each other. When they get in a fight with their partner, the other person's willing to say sorry. They actually make an attempt and you reject them. And then you wonder why your freaking relationships keep going south all the time. This is the best.
So really quick, I'm gonna play it back, but I wanna respond to this or react to this in kind of two different ways. All right, and the first way is when he speaks about the older guy being married 65 years and how he comes from a generation of when things are broken, you fix it, you don't throw it out. So that really connected with me, and this is why I chose this particular reaction video, because it made me really think about me as a child fixing different things. I remember I had a Sega, and for some reason, like, you know, this when the cartridges were still going on, it just would not play. I'd blow it, you know, you back in the day, you blowing the cartridges and stuff, right? And it just wouldn't play. So I remember actually opening it up and cleaning it out and putting it back together, and it played. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I could have just been like, oh, well, it don't work, you know, just get rid of it. And another aspect of working your mind to put things together when it's separate, right? So blocks. I grew up playing with blocks and Legos, and you know, it already come to you broken in a sense, not put together. And so you have to use your mind to figure out how to put each little piece together, or even a puzzle. It already come broken. So like people who like puzzles and stuff, I really think this will relate to them about, you know, when there's a problem in your marriage, you just don't quickly get rid of it or be like, I'm done with it. You try to figure it out, right? And this is why, for me, I think this point, especially in my marriage, you know, being with my wife over 10 years, married over 5, you know, we've had our pieces, our puzzles that was broken, right? And we had to figure out how to piece them back together through those different particular problems. And I just think this is really powerful. And so I'm going to play it one more time. Then I'm going to talk about another part that's related to this particular message. So we're just going to run it back. We're going to run it back really quick.
This is the best piece of marriage advice I have ever heard. It was an old guy with his wife, and somebody asked him, what's the secret to being together for this long? They've been married for 65 years or something crazy. His response was simple. I come from a generation when things got broken, we didn't throw them out, we fixed them. And I just think about that all the time. We're gonna be together. If something happens, we will find a way to repair it. And that's just the commitment we're making to each other. When they get in a fight with their partner, the other person's willing to say sorry. They actually make an attempt and you reject them. And then you wonder why your freaking relationships keep going south all the time. This is a
all right. So really quick. So the second part, that is the new generation, right, of people that's either attempting to get married or who's freshly married, or who get married for maybe 2-3 years and get divorced. I wonder if there's a correlation with these particular people in the new generation where we are now, with technology and things being accessible so quickly. And it's like, we in the world of abundance. So if you don't like this cup of coffee, you know, you can just throw it out. Or if you don't like this food, you can just throw it out. It's not like, dang, you know, I had to really grind for this food and I just can't throw it out. I gotta suck it up and eat it. I didn't cook it right, you know? Or, hey, I want things immediately already given. I don't want to put the puzzle together. I don't want to build the Lego set, right? If it's broken, just get rid of it. I get another one. We're in a place of abundance. So I'm wondering if that's the mind state of some of these newer marriages where they're not willing to put in the work to allow it to fix problems and solve problems. You know, I wonder about that. Even a little deeper, I wonder if there's a correlation with people who understand math really well. And this is like super left field, but I'm just curious the way he said it, like from a generation of, you know, when things were broken, we didn't throw it out. And it's the same thing. Like, I love calculus, right? It's basically like you're taking broken problems and putting them together to be able to solve another problem to the answer. You know, I don't know if I explained that right, but that's basically what it is. You're trying to solve a problem through broken problems that you have to piece together to get an answer. And so, again, that's like super left field, but I'm just curious now on certain people's mind state, maybe who don't know if that is, again, that's super left field, but if that is something to do with math, and I might be stretching, but or also the correlation of people who play with puzzles and figure out problems, and who are solution based minded, right? Who solution first versus saying, oh, it's a problem, we just gonna sweep it on the rug and let the problem just keep building up, right? Or I'm gonna push it off to the side and I'm not gonna deal with it right now. Versus people who are very problem solution based people who like, look, I don't want to let the problem mount. I want to solve this, get a solution right now. So I wonder if there's a correlation with that. And I'd be very interested to see if anybody out there has came across any research. Again, this just now popping into my mind, but I'm very curious to uh, about that. About people who have better problem solving skills in their marriage work long term versus people now who, or even back then, who never had problem solving skills in that way. So it's just very interesting. But I want to play it one more time and just make sure we got the nuance and that we didn't miss anything.
Best piece of marriage advice I have ever heard. It was an old guy with his wife, and somebody asked him, what's the secret to being together for this long? They've been married for 65 years or something crazy. His response was simple. I come from a generation when things got broken, we didn't throw them out, we fixed them. And I just think about that all the time. We're gonna be together. If something happens, we will find a way to repair it. And that's just the commitment we're making to each other. When they get in a fight with their partner, the other person's willing to say sorry, they actually make an attempt, and you reject them. And then you wonder why your freaking relationships keep going south all the time.
Yeah, that last part about one party who attempts to say sorry and attempt to fix it, and the other person rejects it. I think that's just part of maturity level when it comes to your relationship, and again, that's part of growing, right? Maturing is part of growing, and so I think if you have the mind state of being a solution based person, then I think that'll help the relationship build into a mature relationship. That way, when you come across more problems later down the road, they're not as monumental, right? They're not as big that you have to solve because you kept putting away small problems or hard problems and you never figured out how to deal with them. And so, again, for me, that last part that he brought up, I think that's just a situation of maturity, but it starts from being a solution based partner, right? And I think both parties had to be on the same page. So, but anyway, what do y'all think about this video? This quick little video, my reaction to it. Drop a comment below, and subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time, or if you've been watching for a while, go ahead and subscribe as well. Hit that like button and hit the notification bell. That way you see I'm dropping videos every day. And until next time, I appreciate you guys. Peace.